Good evening, Fleetwood Folk and Blues. Well, I don't know this evening when you're watching this, but it's evening when I'm doing it, so there you go. Last year, when we came to the Fleetwood Folk and Blues Festival, I came along with Steve Higgins and Ken Scally, and we gave you a Lancashire set. Did an hour of Lancashire stuff, and it was fantastic. We really, really loved it. So I thought I'll share some more Lancashire stuff with you. Hope you like it. I'll start off with a poem which tells you all about Wigan. I'll put my glasses on for this. Oh, here we go. It's called Paradise Misplaced. Okay. God wakened up one morning. All heaven was in a reet fuss. On God's head, well, it wasn't safe watching. That noise was making it worse. May Satan's arse be aflame with fire, said God, us nout us nast. Now it's not softened they hears God swearing. Archangels stood back aghast. But Lucifer, well, he just stood there laughing. He ne'er could give a toss. While Gabriel and Michael said, what the hell's up with boss? I'll tell you what's up with me. This place is falling apart. We'd be better off moving to hell. Be a damn sight warmer for a start. Well, look at the roof. All slates have fallen off, and floorboards, they're all warped and twisted. I think it's time we put a lot down. Well, it's not as if place were listed. So, they mun get archangels and saints, forget the send ready for it go. And you two can get a gate finding whereabouts I can put Paradise 2. 'Cause Paradise 1's at its chips, and demolition men's being called in. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of place. It's van here as ugly as sin. Well, Gabriel and Michael come back and said, them Lancashire towns, they're the best. And God looked down, and he happened to see Wigan. And he was also impressed. That town over there's the one, said God. It's better than all rest, I can tell. And when we've moved in, I shall get a gate thinking, just whereabouts I can put hell. So, God come down in favour of Wigan. It's the best place on earth, God said. Then he changed his mind and said, sod it, I think I'll put hell there instead. True story. Right, let's see what... Oh, right. We'll do it on this. Yes. We'll do it on this guitar. This is another song that will nail Wigan. You might think we're famous for all sorts of things. Than us. You might think we're famous because we're all beautiful and all intelligent. You might not. But I'll tell you what we're famous for. We're famous for making pies. Everybody knows Wigan pies. Just have a drink. And you've got a bit in this vodka. Your bit is for share back at me making pies. Okay. Well, I come from sunny Wigan, I'm very proud of that. But my head is just about resized and sit inside me hat. When I'm so good at talking posh with noses up in skies. But there's one thing that we're bloody good at. What's that? making pies. That's right, making pies. You got it now, haven't you? When God was busy creating his goodies he shared out. But to be honest, he dropped quite a few bollocks, 'cause most of you got nout. While we got Wigan Rugby and Uncle Joe's mint balls, and luscious and lovely Wigan pies, the greatest gift of all. Well, I come from sunny Wigan, and I'm very proud of that. But my head is just about resized, but sit inside me hat. We're not so good at talking posh with noses up in skies. But there's one thing that we're bloody good at. What's that? That's making pies. When the good Lord was out walking from Galilee one day, he popped in at Wigan for to have a cup of tea. He said, "Thou knows them loaves and fishes, well, it's all a pack of lies, 'cause I fed them 5,000 on good out of Wigan pies." But I come from sunny Wigan, and I'm very proud of that. But my head is just about resized, but sit inside me hat. But not so good at talking posh with noses up in skies. But there's one thing that we're bloody good at. What's that? I'm making pies. When King Arthur fetched his table with hilly full of pies, and he said, "Hey, I go, my lad, that's a seat for sore eyes. And since the nose ain't fill it, has leave me table here." Well, we didn't like the look on it, so we chopped it up for beer. Well, I come from sunny Wigan, and I'm very proud of that. But my head is just about resized, but sit inside me hat. We're not so good at talking posh with noses up in skies. Well, there's one thing that we're bloody good at. What's that? That's making pies. Well, that's telling you how we make up, just what we put inside. We praters, mate and onions, and we stirs them round with pride. Then we add some salt and pepper for game a greatly taste. And we a couple of pickled government brains, we've still got loads of space. Well, I come from sunny Wigan, and I'm very proud of that. But my head is just about resized, but sit inside me hat. We're not so good at talking posh with noses up in skies. But there's one thing that we're bloody good at. What's that? That's making and selling and eating pies. Pies. Thank you very much. Put that down. Take that down. I'll need that in a minute. Oh, another poem. Another poem. No, the last poem, it took you back to the dawn of time. This one, 6 days. 6 days later. Here we go. Now I hope as you've all read Bible, what was written a long time ago. It was written in Wigan one summer. I just thought you'd like to know. Now, it was sold to a Jewish chap at the arcade for 3 bob on a pint of ale. Stories like Moses and Noah and David and Jonah with Wigan Pier Whale. Well, I'll tell thee a tale about 2 Wiganers whose pride fetched them down in defeat. His name was Adam and her name was Eve, and they lived in Greenhouse Street. Now their landlord was God, and he told them they could live there forever, rent-free, But they'd not forgot mowing down garden and ate any apples off tree. Well, one day a serpent came calling, and Eve went and opened the door. "Come in," she said, "that's a stranger. I've not seen thee afore." "I'll do thee a favour," said Serpent, "for sure as I've come out of love. I know as they're feeling beholding to him as lives up above. I'll show thee an apple," he said, "as'll make thee as powerful as God. It's a bottom at garden." But Eve turned and said, "Bugger off, you slimy old sod." But the serpent was very persuasive. It promised Eve all sorts of things, like fur coats and diamond tiaras, and a stove with an hob and 4 rings. "That's no good," said Eve. "We've no electric, and gas doesn't come down our street. Ha! Well, that'll be a bit more tempting, and they'd better admit as they're beat." "Now come on, Eve, 8th apple," said Satan. For it was him as a serpent dressed up. "And I'll give thee all world, and a bag pour it in, and I'll also help Wiggin wink up." "All right," said Eve, "I'll eat the apple. And I don't care who Wiggin meet. I'm just fain see 'em walk out at Wembley, as long as it's St Helens they beat." Well, Eve had a bite and caught Adam, for come down and meet her near a tree. "And I'll be a minute," shouted Adam, because he'd just gone upstairs for a pee. "I want thee to take this," said Eve when he came. "Whatever you say, my sweet rib." For Adam, like all men, did what he were told, and they've chief for promote women's lib. Well, Divil near split his sides laughing, and he slithered away back to hell. And God was disturbed by commotion, and he come to the front door and rang bell. "Come out," shouted God. "There's been eating all wrong sort of food. It's no use pretending they're out. They're hiding, ain't guarding, ain't nude." Well, Adam came out, all sheepish. It wasn't at all what he'd planned. God looking stern, on him holding a pippin, hiding himself with his hand. "Thou knows where I've told thee," said God. "Them apples 'll give thee a bad head. I know an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but couldn't you have had an orange instead?" Hold on, said Adam. "Don't just blame me." And he pointed to his missing rib bone. "I said there'd be trouble when you invented a woman, that I done better leave me on my own." "That's enough," said God. "I don't want none of the lip." "So very well," said Adam, "but what am I going to do with this pip?" I could tell thee, said God, "but I won't, 'cause I'm giving thee notice for quit. Thou best get phoning up Pickford's and pack up this suitcase and flit. 'Cause that's for go into the world outside," said God. That's for leave this glorious assembly." "I didn't mean any harm," said Eve with regret. "I only wanted see Wiggin go to Wembley." But they was both punched out at garden, and made for grow crops out at ground. To add to their woes, the crops wouldn't grow, and Wiggin got beat it first round. Thank you. Now, what have we got up next? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. this happens to be one of my favourite songs of all time, written by one of my favourite, oh there it is, I'm going to give a big apple, written by one of my favourite writers of all time, the wonderful, wonderful Jez Lowe. If you don't know Jez Lowe, I don't know what the hell you're doing in folk music, but he's brilliant. And after many years of playing rock and roll and stuff like that, this is the song that enticed me back into folk music. Black Diamonds. Now I include this, I know he's not Lancashire, of course, Jez Lowe's not Lancashire, he's from up Newcastle way. But the term Black Diamonds is a term used in Lancashire, well, all over the place, for coal. And this song is just as much about the Wigan coalfields as it is about coal anywhere. Well, clubs will make you wonder, so don't make that mistake. Way down, black diamonds to be found. And spades are meant for digging, boys, but hearts will only break looking for black diamonds high beneath the ground. And it's a way down, black diamonds to be found. Down in the darkness, that's the way about. Way down, black diamonds to be found, shining in the lamplight high beneath the ground. Well, now the dust will slowly kill you, but what else can you do? Way down, black diamonds to be found. It makes your throat like ashes, your cuts and scars go blue, looking for black diamonds high beneath the ground. And it's a way down, black diamonds to be found, down in the darkness, that's the way about. Way down, black diamonds to be found, shining in the lamplight high beneath the ground. See them wearing chains of silver, they're wearing rings of gold, while you're way down, like diamonds to be found. But they'll be glad of some black diamonds when the night is turning cold, looking for black diamonds high beneath the ground. And it's way down, black diamonds to be found, down in the darkness, that's the way about. Way down, black diamonds to be found, shining in the lamplight high beneath the ground. There's a little verse that I added. I was asked to play for the Mayor of Wigan, no less, who happened to be a former coal miner, and played this for him. Well, the work will break your back, don't let it take your soul. Way down, black diamonds to be found. Yes, your body will be broken, but that's the price of coal, looking for black diamonds high beneath the ground. And it's way down, black diamonds to be found, down in the darkness, that's the way about. Way down, black diamonds to be found, Leslow's Black Diamonds, with an added verse by me. Now here's a little something, as they say, a little bit different. Next door but one to me, that way, is a wonderful painter. No, painter and decorator, I don't mean that. An artist, no less. Really well known. Google him and have a look. David Barrow is his name. Lovely bloke, lovely, good friend of mine. I've got, well, my house is a bit like a gallery for him. Got several photographs, pictures, prints of his work. Here's one. I'll show you this one. Can you see that? Can you make that one out? I hope you can. That's Wigan Rugby. That's Central Park before they moved to their new home, the DW. So there's the River Duggy at the side. Yeah. David Barrow. And here's another one. I hope you can see these. That one. For you football enthusiast, in that Springfield Park, that's the home of Wigan Athletic before they too moved to the DW. I've got a few of these. And here's one you'll all recognise. Well, I hope you do. I've talked about it enough. I've sung about it enough. That, can you make it out? That is Wigan Pier. You see the coal tippler tipping the coal onto the barge? That's the pier. That's our famous Wigan Pier. Well, I'm showing you them because David has a new project. The coronavirus, the lockdown sort of held everything up. This should have been completed. The planned completion date was April. Here we go. And here it is. Can you see that? Walking Day Wigan. He's a bit Lowry in that one, isn't he? And this is a book. As you can see, there's a picture of him. This is the book, and you can see that's my old school, and that's my old school badge, Sacred Heart. I mean the school I taught at. I still teach at, not the school I went to. And you can see that we've got lots of pictures of walking days. You see them, and he asked me about where the walking day route was, because I used to do it when I was a young teacher, and we went all the way through Wigan playing the drums through the streets of Wigan, and we ended up on Wigan Market Square. I'm not sure. No, that's going past the Springfield pub, just on the corner there. Yeah, you got that. Now here's the important bit. Can you see here? You've got the picture, and here you've got the blank page. Picture, blank page. Do you know what's going on the blank page? Well, I'll tell you what's going on the blank page. On the blank page, there's some poems going. And I am the gentleman who's been commissioned for to write them their poems in the Lancashire dialect. David's got all the poems, they're ready. As I say, if it hadn't been for the lockdown, it would have been on general release now. We're going to do exhibitions and we're going to sell that as a book and so on. Really, really chuffed with it. So I'm not going to read the whole poem. The book's full of little poems, maybe 3 or 4 lines, maybe 2 or 3 stanzas on each page, going all the way through the book. I'll just share a little bit with you. Glasses on, because this is not one I've learned, of course. Here's one for the starter. The bunting flew, the brass band blew as we marched along our way. They could hear us come to sound at drum on our Whitsun walking day. The girls were pretty, all dressed in white. The boys were smart, what a sight! As proud as a peacock in its flight on a Whitsun walking day. And in the middle, I've got little quips. I've got one here about there's always one woman who comes out. And she's a bit snotty, a bit nasty to her neighbour. And she's standing there watching all kids walking past, and she sees her neighbour's little son. And she has to make a nasty little comment. Hey up, Sally. Look at your little Johnny. His face is as red as an ape, striding forward like a little good un. Father's he's thrown him on his step. Oh, my, Alice. Not a reet one for talk. The pardon I'm willing for beg. But I'll tell thee that I couldn't keep his step if I tied thee to drummer's leg. Now come on, Sally. It were no but a joke. Where's the sense of fun? It disappeared when thou opened the nasty old gob and let the tongue get to run. Thee look to this end and the old madam and think on the things that I've said. If thou can't say out nice, just say no to tar. Aye, keep a still tongue i' the head. And then this little bit is right at the end. This is when they walked onto Wigan Market Square, and all the little boys and girls, all money that's been given them, they're going to toffee shop. And all fellas what's been carrying banners and everything, they're going to pub. And all women's having a chat. I think a few of them will go pub as well. Here we go. Banners from all churches i' Wigan were there. Thousands of folk gathering in Market Square, pleased with day's work, full of good cheer. Fond memories gained for all as was here. Women folk chatting, reet for resting their feet, happy unsmiling, the Lord's work complete. Men, off for a pint, try and make 'em stop. Childer, counting their money, counting it out at toffee shop. Wit walks i' Wigan, a 10 in all its glory, showing off for all nation a true northern story. Them southerners can laugh and jeer and deride, but there's nowt like us Wiganers, brasting with pride. Remembering fondly that merry month of May, ere proudly we marched on our wit walking days. So there we have it. I'll let you know when it's out. Who am I up to now? Oh, I'm not last one. Last song. You'll be pleased for it, no? Another sip of the vodka. Yeah, this one. This is a song written by, it was written by a lad who I was at school with. And he went on to be a head teacher of another school called Sacred Heart. A different one from the one I was at. And his name was Michael Caine. Not the film star. Michael Caine. And he's responsible for this song. And it's sort of a shared thing because some of the verses come from a fella called Dave Dutton. You might remember Dave Dutton. He was in a band called Incognito. Absolutely fantastic band way back. It was also on telly, and you might remember a programme called Watching. He was the cafe owner in Watching. Very good actor, very, very funny man. This is a song called Lancashire's Beautiful, and it's not just Wigan, is it? It's Fleetwood as well. And all the way up to Lancaster, and to Manchester and Liverpool, and St Helens and Chorley and Preston, and all the way around. Lancashire truly is beautiful. Oh, Lancashire beautiful, wherever you go, and the rain in the summer makes the black puddings grow. What could be nicer if you get half a chance than to ski down a slaggy with a ferret in your hand? Well, them southerners think that we're all a bit daft. We wash in the sink and keep coal in the bath. We all hate our young and we die a blue. And people from Wigan should be kept in a zoo. Oh, Lancashire's beautiful wherever you go. And the rain in the summer makes the black puddings grow. What could be nicer if you get half a chance than to ski down a slaggy with a ferret in your pants? Well, my Uncle Tom, he works down the pit, and he comes home every evening all covered in dirt. The way he washes it off is a sight for to see. He pours treacle all over him and lets the dog lick him clean. Oh, Lancashire's beautiful wherever you go, and the rain in the summer makes the black puddings grow. What could be nicer if you get half a chance than to ski down a slaggy with a ferret in your pants? Well, the love of my life, it is Vera Gubbins. She's got a lovely pair of eyes just like two black puddings. And all of my mates say I'm a real lucky bloke. But what worries me is her nickname, the Green of Street Grove. Oh, Lancashire's beautiful wherever you go, and the rain in the summer makes the black puddings grow. What could be nicer if you get half a chance than to ski down a slaggy with a ferret in your pants? Last Christmas, I have to let you into a secret. Now don't tell anybody. The government have sworn me to secrecy, but I'm telling you. You know this coronavirus. It didn't start in China. It didn't start eating bats. It started that road from here, it Chippy. Snotty Annie from her Chippy is a girl I admire. She spits in the batter for to make it rise higher. Then she wipes her nose on an old dish rag. And there's more than salt and vinegar on the chips in your bag. Oh, Lancashire's beautiful wherever you go, and the rain in the summer makes the black puddings grow. What could be nicer if you get half a chance than to ski down a slaggy, ski down a slaggy, ski down a slaggy with a ferret in your pants? Thank you. Lancashire's beautiful. I hope you've enjoyed my little set. And I hope you have a fantastic festival. And as soon as I can, I'll be up there to see you. Now, God bless.